Hello there guys, Elita Legionarii here, bringing you a 2 vs 2 31k Rome Total War action battle thing. I'll be further testing my skills and getting some experience with pikes. I'll be using the Seleucid Empire. I'm teaming up with PaladinBob, he's using the Senate Romans, and we're fighting SOH Odin from the SOH clan again, and LOH, we are Noob Leader. He's a good player though. He was friendly. So Odin's using Carthage again, and LOH is using the Legionarii-Seleucid Romans. So I'm moving up here. I don't really want to fight Carthage very much because I know my pikes will get absolutely creamed by those Sacred Band. So over here what we do here is kind of move out onto the flanks. What Odin's going to do here is he's going to intermingle his Sacred Bands inside these Romans, which is what I was actually intending to do with Bob anyway. This is to stop the cavalry charges, splicing through, because there's pikes and then they get impaled on the pikes. If I actually outline my army, I believe I have 14 silver shield pikemen and 6 gold cataphracts. Bob's got, let's see, he's got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I think he's got 13 urban cohorts, 2 archer auxilia, and I know he's got cavalry somewhere, and I think that's 3 Praetorian cav. Odin's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think he's got about 10, 11 Sacred Band hoplites, 6 Sacred Band cav, and I think it's 2 or 3 Balearic slingers. And then the Roman player's got, the other Roman player's got a couple of Roman archers. These are 3, and then that's 5 Praetorian cav, and that's probably about 12 urban cohorts. So I'm going to position here. Bob's got some of these guys to give me some peeler support while I've put my pikes in here I'll move them up a bit into the middle of his formation so any cav charge gets deflected. So a peeler duel begins here between Bob and LOH, and it appears to be probably going Bob's way actually. I think he got more initial volleys, and I don't know if this unit's got any off yet. I decided to help Bob in this particular peeler battle because I know there's more layers, so I decided to send one of my silver shield pikemen as a meat shield screen for Bob, so that any peeler that's thrown at Bob's meat shields in fact are going to be thrown at my silver shield pikeman, which means he can do more damage with his peeler and take less damage. Unfortunately what happens here is because I still had this unit grouped in with these lots and I did this, when I try moving something in a minute I end up glitching my pikes, which was really annoying in this fight, which took me some time to recover it. And we initially started congregating our pikes onto the left flank, and we're going to use some of Bob's urbans to assist us in this fight. But we were a bit worried about these Sacred Band hoplites interfering with any cavalry fight because they would very much destroy us if we're not careful. I think it's in a minute that I do something that accidentally glitches up my pikes and I lose my formation when I move them, when I'm grouping, because I got this unit grouped and then I try and organise them and keep it. I muck something up badly with them, and my pikes end up in a big jumbled line. So I decided to go into just a battle here, just to force these guys into fighting, and any peeler he's trying to throw back at Bob are going to go into my silver shield pikeman here. And I actually do get a few kills on these urban cohorts as well. He's going to go to Testudo here though, and that'll stop me from being able to push them aside, because Testudo can basically make your pikes not do any damage, because they just kind of hit there and they push away at them and do no real damage. But this does help Bob get his guys getting more peeler off without receiving too many in turn. I believe over here he's going to receive some though, and he's moving, and so that's not good, and he's in tight and he's not going to be able to fire back, so not the idealist thing there for Bob. But he does withdraw from that in time. I believe he's sending more guys this way. We were preparing for a cavalry strike on that particular area, or thinking that kind of along those lines. So with this unit in Testudo like this, if I tried attacking it, I wouldn't actually be able to push through it, and so what happens is you exhaust your own guys, and while they're in Testudo they don't take any damage at all. But at least I decide to just push through anyway, in the hopes that maybe he'll throw some more peeler at this pike unit, perhaps get him to waste a few more, The missile duel was going against us. They got more missiles and Bob loses that particular fight. Yeah, I'm just trying to get my opponent to hurl some Pila here, or at least keep these units, you know, out of battle for a while Bob has, you know, time to do some other stuff. But I was reinforcing on this flank with the Urbans because we're attempting to make a push over here, or we're reconsidering it. Let's see. He goes out at Testudo here and he's going to fight my guys down, so these guys are going to die, but they have taken up quite a few Pila from the Julii player and saved Bob from a few. So I bring up my pikes here. These are just so that, you know, he tries to wedge charge through Bob's men and cause a massive rout, they're going to run to my pikes at the same time, and if that happens they'll lose their cavalry. Now here's where Bob actually made a little bit of a mistake. He started sending his cavalry to get rid of these slingers, which is not a bad idea, but he goes far too far and he's isolated from his own support. And this is one of those things, sometimes the lighter skirmish units can take a little time to catch, and he's basically committed way too much here and he's way isolated. However, what he should have done here is brought these cav up and then these guys and just hammer and ambled here, but he's too slow in getting that to happen. So what happens is these guys are going to get caught and these Sacred Band are going, he sort of stops running here, so he might have accidentally misclicked a key or something, I'm not actually sure. But it appears that Odin decides not to take this, but Bob does, and this is bad because he's getting further and further isolated. He's going much too far away, and now he's going to get absolutely destroyed by these Roman cavalry and these Carthaginian cav. So when this happened, I got initially worried because I thought this means I'm going to have to fight all their cav with my own cav because I'm the only one who's going to have cav left. And sure, cataphracts are good, however they don't have as high a morale as Taurian cavalry, so I've got to be careful there. Bob does do a pretty good move here to make up for it. He runs straight through this gap with his Praetorian cav and he's going to get these archers, and that was a good move. That kind of makes up. However, he does get the unfortunate habit of getting snagged, and the unfortunate just getting, that's really irritating when they have that one little unit catches the side of a formation, the whole group turns around and attacks, and then this gives time for the other two to regroup. So that was a good move and it would have been a very effective move if it worked. But it didn't work. But fortunately he does manage to get something out of all this. He gets one of these Sacred Band to rout because he gets an urban cohort and his cav into it. So that did actually work out alright. So over here the infantry duel is beginning. He has to be careful with this Testudo because you can see they're still fresh and this is warmed up, and what happens is they don't run out of energy when they're in Testudo. It's really strange, but it is something you can exploit. But Bob does use his Roman flexibility pretty well here, and this is what happened to my line. They got glitched, and instead of moving up in the formation I had set for them, they go into this big long stupid line, and I was really irritated when that happened. However, over here I see an opportunity to run my cav through, and I've been able to rout two of these urban cohorts. So I've got to use my cav really carefully here. I don't want to do anything stupid with them, because if we do that we'll be in trouble. Bob has his guys prepared for this. They absorb this charge pretty well. I just got to make sure I'm got careful of these cataphracts because I'm the only one who's got cav left now, and unfortunately cataphracts don't disengage as well and the morale is less, but their thunderous charge is pretty effective and all that armor helps. They're good, but at the same time they can be more difficult. So I see an opportunity to get this urban cohort here while it's fighting on its own. So I'm going to do a wedge charge on it. And did I rout it? I think it actually withstood this. Did it? Yeah, I think I might rout eventually, but it's shaken now anyway, and I have to get out of here before these guys get in the way. But Bob's Urbans are going to hold that out for a while. One of these guys routs anyway, which is helpful, so I get the rout I was after. Some of my pikes are in here. I'm trying to intermingle my pikes in with Bob to help him, because intermingle pikes with Urbans is very effective. I had to be careful out here because now Odin's cavalry's out here, and I thought I might have a go at this and try and destroy them. I'm trying to make sure nothing can kind of get in behind Bob here with my pikes. I'm not actually engaging, I'm just kind of enforcing my opponent away. Over here I'm in a nice dense formation holding out with them, but Bob is doing most of the infantry work. I'm just relegated to cavalry control and looking for opportunities. I'm trying to make my lines thick and really dense and areas just to make it really hard for them. Over here, what was this unit? What was I doing with this unit? I can't even remember. I actually can't remember what I was doing this. Maybe I was trying to get hammer and anvil on some of these sacred band or something. I'm not sure. I don't actually recall. I don't know what this was. Maybe I think, yeah, I might have clicked all the units over here, and this unit got a bit of heat or something. I can't remember how that happened. Over here, I tried charging this unit, but I think he did turn it round, and I did lose a few guys, but I did manage to rout it, so it worked out alright. Then I see this cavalry is isolated by itself, so I'm going to use my cataphracts to destroy it. It does hold in for a while though. Over here, this unit's gotten snagged, unfortunately, so I might probably lose that one. Bob is doing some very good infantry work here. He's got some good angles and positions. He's got the general totally surrounded, and he's got no need to worry about getting outflanked himself because my pikes are all around the back of his troops, covering him cover. I decided to disengage in this fight because there's a pike unit there, and I don't want to lose any unnecessary fight. So I'm trying to get away here. Sometimes what happens with cataphracts, they're a lot slower, they tire quicker, so it's much harder to get them to disengage as you would with other Praetorian cav and that kind of thing. Bob does a very nice job here. Now I didn't spot this right away. These Roman troops have actually outflanked my pikes here. I do eventually spot it though, and I'm able to turn my guys around, and I thought to myself, well, these guys are probably going to be able to hold long enough to fix these urbans in place, and then I can send these guys around to kind of outflank it, or I can send cataphracts this way to destroy it. Just depends on where there could be some need for troops like that. But there are a sacred band coming in this way. But I've got tons of pikes in the vicinity, and I can hold my own here for a while. But we'll get sandwiched here, and these guys will probably break. But I can easily, at this point I was thinking, right, here's a chance to sandwich these urban cohorts, so I'm going to give it a go. We'll get a nice side wedge charge in with my cataphracts. Bob is still holding out great, absolutely causing havoc with his guys here. So even though I'm sandwiched here, so is these urbans, sandwiched between a lot more men than I am, so I should be able to destroy them pretty soundly, and I do destroy one of them here. And here I see an opportunity to get this big cluster of troops here. A lot of archers in here and a few cav and some urbans. If I get my cav into this, these will rout really quickly. So I decided to just go thundering in. I don't know if I spotted the sacred band, so I probably took more losses than I needed to, but as you can see, as soon as I come in there, everything just chain routes. And then I think one of them admits defeat at this stage. And now I'm behind the Roman player. Yeah, I think the Roman player actually just admitted defeat then, so now it's just Odin at this point. So I was more of a support role. My cataphracts doing all the work for me while my pikes just sort of did support, and that tends to be the typical case with pike factions, usually, like especially ones like Seleucid and Macedon and Pontus and stuff. The Greek city-states tend to be more aggressive, which is interesting because in CWB they tend to be more defensive, but they're much more different in this. So I'm trying to get rid of these sacred band here. I'm just going to triple. And we're picking up some routers. As you see, Bob's lost quite a lot of infantry, but at this stage I've still got tons of my own and quite a few of my cav as well. And Odin's still trying to disrupt us here, use his cav in whatever way he can. I see an opportunity here to get rid of these dudes, and I'm going to give that a go. I think Bob actually routes it before I even arrive. Yeah, I think he just managed to route that before it arrives. So it's just my cav and some of these slingers, and still got tons of my pikemen as well. Bob did a lot of the attacking and aggressive work with the infantry, and I did the cavalry work basically after he lost his cav. Let's see. And I believe, yeah, this is where Odin decides to bring his cav in. He does get a bit of charge than me, and my guys are much more tired, so cataphracts are way less effective when they're this tired. And they're actually starting to lose this fight, but I have my pikes in here to assist, and I do manage to rout these guys. But my cataphracts probably could have taken a loss of that if I hadn't had support. But I believe it's at this stage that Odin admits defeat, and me and Bob actually managed to win one this time when we used pikes. So we were pretty pleased with this. It was pretty pleasing to actually win this. So average victory, as you can see, I don't have a lot of kills. Bob has got most of the kills here, but if you look at Odin also, he doesn't have that many kills either, and it tends to be the case, not always, but tends to be the case that the pike player doesn't get as many kills, but they do play a vital support role to the Roman player who usually gets most of the kills, as is in this case that both Roman players got the lion's share of kills on their teams. I still have more than half my army left though. and all my kills are with my cataphracts, as you can see there, with a couple of the pikes doing alright, but they were mostly stalling and support, and I did have a few glitching problems with them when they were in that big line where they didn't hold their formation, but they turned out to be alright actually, but most of the kills are with the cataphracts. So good game to Paladin Bob. Odin of the SOH clan, and we are Noob, leader of the LOH clan. I will link Bob's channel in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon next time.